China has become one of the countries that grow rapidly in the tourism industry and become important tourism power compared to other countries. The social culture can be defined as different groups of people in a society and have their own habits, tradition and belief. Since China is the one of the largest market in terms of outbound tourism, there are various challenges and issues faced by stakeholders to fulfill the needs and wants of their customers. From this, we can see and learn about other social culture in outbound destination. Motivation of travel can be defined as the internal force for tourists to choose a particular destination with the intention of obtaining benefits and satisfaction. Generally, there are two factors of a tourist's motivation, which are push and pull factors in making decision traveling. The figure shows the push and pull factors of Chinese tourists' motivational travel to Thailand. For the push factor, Chinese tourists go to Thailand because they tend to experience new or different places from their usual destination. They also want enriching knowledge and experience about a foreign destination. They also want to escape from their daily routine in their destination. Pull factors show that Chinese tourists likes go to the beach and natural attraction in Thailand. They also tend to go to the cultural festival and event that shows variety traditional activities of Thailand destination. Asian destination had become the most chosen outbound destination of Chinese tourists. Next, European cities had become the second chosen outbound destination among the Chinese tourists. The third chosen outbound is American cities. A study found that the most of Chinese tourists who visit Thailand were female in the range of 20 to 40 years old, and most of them were educated in university and college in bachelor degree. Furthermore, the majority of Chinese tourists who visit South Korea are self-employed, which means as a business owner that has personal income of about 5,000 to 8,000 yuan per month. The main purpose of visit of Chinese tourists to UK are for holiday, visiting friends or relatives, for business, education as well as employment. The chart shows the percentage of the main purpose of visit of Chinese tourists. Furthermore, they also travel for sightseeing, shopping, recreation and entertainment, business as well as visiting family or friends. Chinese tourists spend the average of USD 3,064 per person on their most recent overseas travel, excluding tour group costs and major transportation costs. According to Attract China, the top 10 favorite activities of Chinese outbound tourists are shopping, visiting landmarks, golfing, seeking medical care, gambling, buying properties, celebrating honeymoon, self-driving, and visiting school. There are 5,521 air routes by the end of 2019, which 4,568 among them are domestic, including the routes to Hong Kong and Macau, and 953 are international. According to Nielsen 2017, 53% of post-90 generation Chinese tourists prefer homestay, inns and guest house compared to hotel because they want to have unique and real travel experience. Chinese travelers spend an average of 1.1 nights in Macau and less than 2 nights in Hong Kong each trip. In 2013, the average journey length for Chinese tourists to all countries was only 3.3 nights, 4.5 nights excluding SAR, compared to 5.4 nights for the rest of the world excluding China. Various sources of information include promotional print media such as travel brochure and poster, the opinion of others such as friends and relatives, a type of word-of-mouth recommendation from travel agent, and the general media such as newspaper, magazine, books, movies, television dramas, and series. All of this type of information source is the source that Chinese tourists use when they want to travel. One of the challenges that faced by travel agency is difficulty in providing flyers and brochure in Chinese language. Some Chinese tourists need written information in Mandarin because they are not familiar with other languages. One of the challenges and issues that the hotel business has experienced is that Chinese tourists are extremely price sensitive and competitive. In this case, the hotel industry will have a lot of competition due to the behavior of tourists who are very picky and choose to stay in cheap hotels. Chinese tourists had high expectation of airline services, assuming that because they paid a high price, they could do anything. As a conclusion, China is a fast-growing country economically, and more Chinese are opening themselves up to tourism, as well as its production is also growing. In this regard, Chinese tourists have become a major player in the global tourism market due to the different behavior of tourists.